All right, guys, day 2 of my series. We got some packages in today. I thought I'd go over a few of them with you guys, just to give you an idea on what I'm doing here. One of the first small things I ordered, just some silica gel desiccant packages. Stick them in tough places that I can't get all the water out and be sure of. Next up, we've got a couple of different cables here. I wanted to make sure I had the right one. So this one is a decan cable. This next one here is called an INPA or INPA cable. One's for reading and diagnosing. The other one is for programming modules. I'm not gonna lie, I don't exactly know how to do this yet. I've got a few pages set up to do some research myself, but I'm trying to make sure I have everything I need ahead of time. This is just a little USB to Ethernet adapter, since the programming cable uses Ethernet and the surface I'm going to use for it doesn't have that. All right, next up we have what I believe is one of the fuse panels. Let's take it out of this box here and take a look. I know I should really get a stand for my camera. That'd be nice. All right, so as I said in the last video, I'm going to try to just replace both fuse panels. I really don't want to try to deal with chasing down corroded fuses over the next however many years or whatever I own this thing. So nice thing is these came with all the fuses in them and the relays, and from what I understand they're pretty plug and play. I believe there's no soldering, no direct wire attachments I have to worry about. If it came down to it though, we can handle it. Alright, next up, this is just kind of a simple one I decided to order. This is a corrosion inhibitor, CRC. I was in the military and we used a lot of this stuff. It was called CPC. We used it basically every single day on our 24-hour inspections. It really just helps keep corrosion away and stops corrosion that's there from spreading. So there's that. Alright, next up, I believe this is the other fuse panel, because like I said, I'm replacing both of them. I do not want to mess with this stuff. There we go, full fuse panel, all the fuses, and ironically these were really cheap. I believe I got both of them for less than $100, and they look very clean overall. Alright. And this next box, which is what a lot of people should have expected. All new coil packs, all new spark plugs. I went with OEM Bosch, full set. That should also solve a few issues if I can get the motor working. And this last box here, this isn't super exciting for the rest. It is the rear lateral control arm. All right, so that's all the parts we've gotten today. That's most of what I ordered. So let me fill you guys in on what I started last night and I'm going to work on today. Like I showed you yesterday, I put all the components back in here. Obviously it's not pretty yet. We'll get to the cleaning portion later. But last night I decided to pull these back seats out just to get started. Now there was still water in here. If you're ever wondering how to pull these seats out, it's very simple. You grab firmly up here towards the front and just lift. It's going to pop off of this metal hook. Then you got to pull it outwards. Most it's going to get stuck on is probably the belt buckles. Over on the other side here is a cap. I believe that's for the low pressure fuel pump. It is covered in mud, but that might also be a good way for me to drain my fuel tank. Considering how much water was in everything else, there's no way it didn't get in there. Another downside, all planned for, but I got to pull all of this carpet out. If you look right down here, you'll see that yellow line. That's all still wet under there. Like if I touch it, you can see the water move. So I'm going to get all this out. I'm not finding mold, thankfully. But next step, seats are coming out. Carpet's coming out. Oh, let me show you another thing I started on yesterday. Getting to the fuse panels, and these are kind of a pain. So I decided to start tearing the dash apart. Not a very hard process to do. If anybody ever needs any interest on doing it, biggest thing, just take out the screws you can see. Then once you get all those out, you take off this trim piece here. These trim pieces held in with these clips that go all the way along the edge. You start on one side, work your way across. Honestly, I feel like they've used these same clips on BMWs for the last 15 or 20 years, especially in the E90 series. But now I have access to the fuse panel up under there, whatever modules might be under here. So I'm going to be pulling a bunch of those out today as well. And I'm going to try to get a video around of how I'm taking these apart and cleaning them. Obviously, again, if anybody has any advice, feel free to throw it out there. Yeah, so I guess that's kind of where we're sitting, and I'll try to get another update tomorrow. Subscribe, like, turn on that bell, and we'll see what's going on tomorrow. Thanks.